My fiancée ran off with my $500,000 savings on our wedding day. 3 years later, she stormed into my new wedding screaming, "He's mine." I smiled as the police walked in. In 30 seconds, she went from an elegant dress to handcuffs. Before we continue, subscribe to the channel and tell us in the comments what city you're watching us from. 45 minutes. That's how long I'd been standing at that altar like an idiot with 150 people looking at me and her father not answering the phone. While I wait, I remember the night I sold my dead father's watch to pay for her last master's semester. $4,200. The only memory I had left of him. Do you know what she told me when I told her? It was the least you could do. Or what? Do you want me to applaud you for being a decent boyfriend? I should have seen it coming. I tried to pay the florist. Card declined. I opened the bank app and felt the floor disappear. Balance $0. CC transfer scheduled 3 days ago. Executed that morning at 9 in the morning. Account in Panama. Total $500,000, including the $10,000 from my grandmother's inheritance. In the dressing room, I found her note. Perfect handwriting, as if she'd rehearsed it. "I'm taking what's mine. For years putting up with you. Consider this my payment. Ahem. Don't look for me. For years. For years carrying her. Paying her debts. Selling my dead father's things. And she called it putting up with me." I walk alone down the center aisle. The guests look down. My mother cries. My uncle Roberto hugs me without saying a word. That afternoon, she uploaded a crying video to Instagram. I escaped from a controlling and violent man. I had to flee with what little I could. 50,000 views in one day. My colleagues shared it. My boss tagged me in the work group. The worst part wasn't that. The worst part was my mother looking at me with disgust. She called us crying. "How could you?" They kicked me out of the family dinner. Then she showed me the message. "Your son hit me once. I have pictures of the bruises. If he comes near me, I'll post them." The pictures were from a bicycle fall 2 years ago. The bitch had saved them as insurance. On Monday, I was fired. Damage to the corporate image. She had sent the video to Human Resources with an anonymous note. That night, sitting in my car, I find the iPad she had lent me weeks before. She never returned it. I turn it on. Her email session is open. 47 messages. I start reading. At 3 in the morning, I'd only read 50 messages. It was going to take months to review everything. It didn't matter. I had nothing left to lose. And for the first time since the wedding, I didn't feel pain. I felt something colder. That bitch was going to pay for all of it. 3 days after the ghost wedding, the hospital called. My maternal grandmother had a heart attack after seeing the viral video on the local news. Critical condition. She never knew the fund was for the wedding. I couldn't explain anything to her. She died 48 hours later holding my hand. Her last words were, "Why does she say those things about you?" I didn't cry at the funeral. I had no tears left. A week later, alone in a studio apartment at 3 in the morning, I opened the iPad. For 1,247 emails, I searched for my own name. 847 results. I started reading in chronological order. The first year was brutal. 14 hours of work a day, rice and eggs. A $300 a month studio, every night. 2 hours reading those emails, every extra penny to 2 funds, investigation and recovery. At month 6, I'd saved $4,000. I recovered my great-grandmother's ring from the pawn shop. I kept it in a safe deposit box. I don't know why. I just knew I needed it back. Month 10. I saved $5,000 more. I hired a private investigator for a week. The results made me smile for the first time in months. She had spent $280,000 in 10 months. At that rate, she'd be broke in less than a year. The bitch was running out of money while I was gathering evidence. Month 11. I looked for her ex-friends on social media. I found Carolina. A post from 2 years ago said, "Be careful with her. She stole $5,000 from me and destroyed my reputation." I wrote to her. Carolina replied the next day, "Promise me you'll make her pay. I'll help you with whatever you need." A year and 10 months after the wedding, she saw me on the street. She walked towards me with her new businessman boyfriend. "Look at you, pathetic." Still crying over me. I said nothing, just looked at her. She laughed and left on the guy's arm. That night, I shattered the bathroom mirror with my fists. It was the only time I lost control in 3 years. I regret the mirror, not the urge to kill her. No. 2 years and 1 month after the wedding. I'd been reading emails for 18 months. I had already reviewed 3,800. That night I searched for a wedding in the history, and there it was. An email to her sister from 4 years ago that I'd never seen. The plan is going well. I'm getting married in 6 months. Joint account is ready. When I have the grandmother's fund, I'm disappearing. Dated 2 weeks before I proposed to her. I felt something break inside me, but it wasn't pain, it was something colder. Now I really had something. Before it was my word against hers. Now it was fraud with written evidence from her own hand. The idiot put everything in an email. I kept reading them. Emails with her sister. I found something else. Attached voice notes. She sent them to herself via email to avoid leaving a trace on WhatsApp. 3 years of voice notes. I downloaded them all. I started listening. 2 years and 3 months later, she sent me a photo of her having dinner with my parents. The private caption said, "Your family prefers me." They always did. I didn't reply. I just saved the screenshot. 2 years and 8 months later. I needed a lawyer. The first one turned me down. This sounds like an obsession, not a case. The second one, same thing. The third. Diana listened in silence for 2 hours. At the end, she said, "I had a client who was a victim of someone like that. She killed herself before the trial. I could never do anything for her. With you, it's going to be different." Ahem. 2 years and 10 months later. Diana filed a formal complaint for fraud, 67 pages of evidence. The prosecutor reviewed everything. Solid case. But we need to serve her to proceed. Address? Diana doesn't have one. She moves every month with fake names. Prosecutor, then we need to locate her. When you know where she is, let me know. Diana looked at me. I nodded. I already had an idea. 3 years after the ghost wedding, Diana closed the 89-page folder. Aggravated theft, fraud, defamation, forgery. Minimum 5 years. We just need to find her. I smiled. She's going to come to us. Diana held up the wedding invitation I had just designed. My new wedding, public, viral, irresistible. So, let's make her want to come. I proposed to Diana with my great-grandmother's ring. She accepted, knowing the whole plan. It's not a real wedding, I told her. It's an operation. Diana smiled. Then let's make it perfect. We announced the wedding at the Grand Moradian Hotel. Published cost, $85,000. Diana's family was presented as millionaires in the narrative we strategically leaked. We created a public website with professional photos, a gift registry at Nordstrom, a countdown timer. We optimized it to appear on Google when she searched my name, because I knew she would. The bitch couldn't resist. 3 weeks later, the bait worked better than expected. She stalked Diana's profile obsessively, left threatening anonymous comments, posted indirects about reclaiming her throne. 47 screenshots in 21 days. Every interaction, every venomous comment, every veiled threat, all added to the file growing on Diana's desk. Diana investigated her current situation while I continued working 14 hours a day. She had moved 6 times in 18 months. She lived in cheap Airbnbs under fake names. She was running from the loan sharks collectors, who had already knocked on 3 wrong doors looking for her. The police couldn't serve her because she had no fixed address. She was a ghost, a rat hiding in the shadows. The only way to catch that rat was for her to come to us, and I knew exactly how to make her come. I knew her ego. I knew her need to destroy me. I had spent 3 years studying her. I sent front-row invitations to my parents. Expensive paper, wax seal. The note inside said, "I want you to see who I really am. It's been 3 years. I deserve for you to know me again." My mother called her that very night. Not me, her. "Should we go?" my mother asked with that voice I knew so well. She answered, and Diana recorded every word. "Go. I'll be there too, together. We're going to destroy him. That idiot will see who's boss." 3 years don't change anything. He's still the same pathetic loser. They confirmed their attendance, but not to support me, to support her. When Diana showed me the recording of that call, I felt something twist in my stomach. My own mother, after 3 years of silence, of me rebuilding myself in that studio, 14 hours a day without rest. She still believed her. Diana squeezed my hand. This makes it easier. Now you don't have to feel guilty about anything. She was right. 2 months before the wedding, I received an email from her. Direct, no preamble. Deposit $100,000 into this account, or I'll make a scene that will destroy your little wedding. You have 30 days. Don't underestimate me. I replied that same night, feigning perfect panic. I don't have that kind of money. Please, don't ruin this. It's been 3 years. Let me live my life. Her response arrived in minutes. Then get ready. This time I'm not running. I'm coming to claim what's mine. That ring should be mine too, not your great-grandmother's. You should have given it to me. Screenshots saved. Extortion documented. Threat over family property documented. Diana smiled when I showed her the message. She's hanging herself. 2 weeks later, she contacted Diana directly through Instagram. She sent her a long message full of evidence about me. Edited screenshots of conversations that never existed. False testimonies from friends who swore they'd seen me hit her. Photos with Photoshop marks, so obvious they were laughable. Diana forwarded them to her firm's forensic expert without responding. The report came back in 2 hours. Metadata manipulated. All photos were created less than 72 hours ago. The testimonies have temporal inconsistencies. Amateur work. Diana showed me the report that night while we ate Chinese food in her office. She's careless. Is she desperate? Let's reply to make her more confident. Diana replied the next day. I'm confused. I need time to process this. Can we talk? But don't tell him we spoke. She took the bait like a hungry fish. Come alone to the corner cafe this Friday. Bring $5,000 in cash, and I'll give you the original documents I kept, the ones that prove everything. Diana recorded the confirmation call. Extortion attempt number 2 documented. Marcos extracted the metadata from the call and added it to the file. 3 months before the wedding, Diana investigated her finances with a forensic accountant. The numbers told a beautiful story. The businessman had left her exactly 3.5 months ago. She had asked him for $50,000 for an urgent medical emergency for her mother. He investigated. There was no emergency, no sick mother, just another lie. He kicked her out that same night. Now she had a debt of $120,000 with a private loan shark, the kind that don't appear in official records. Ultimatum. Clear. $20,000 in 60 days or consequences you won't like. The white dress she'd posted on Instagram, the $6,000 one with French lace. She bought it with the last available credit card she had left. The limit maxed out at $6,247. That dress wasn't vanity. She needed the extortion money to pay the loan shark to survive. She was desperate, cornered, and desperate people make stupid mistakes. 2 weeks before the wedding, Diana coordinated everything with the prosecutor's office. The assigned prosecutor reviewed the 89 pages of evidence in silence for 40 minutes. Solid case, he said finally. We have an arrest warrant ready. Aggravated theft, premeditated fraud, extortion, defamation, but we can't execute it. We can't find her. She's smoke. Diana smiled. We know where she's going to be. Detective Ramirez entered the meeting. 50-something, tired face, eyes that had seen too much. He reviewed the file. You guys put all this together? He asked, impressed. 3 years, I replied. 3 years collecting every piece. Ramirez nodded slowly. I like it. My brother-in-law is the head of security at the Grand Moradian. Access to all cameras in real time. We'll track her from the moment she parks her car. I know exactly where she's going to be on Saturday at 2:30 in the afternoon, I said, with 200 eyewitnesses to identify her and 2,400 more connected online. Ramirez smiled for the first time. It's been years since I've caught someone so careless. It's going to be a pleasure. The final team was assembled like a military operation. Detective Ramirez as general coordinator. Officer Torres would be in plain clothes among the guests, ready for the arrest at the exact moment. And Marcos, my IT cousin, the only family member who believed me from day one, would control the giant screens in the ballroom from the side console. If she did her live stream, we were going to intercept it. Everything was perfectly calibrated. All that was missing was for her to show up, but we knew she would come. Her ego wouldn't let her stay away. One day before the wedding, 11 at night, she crossed a line that not even Diana expected. She sent an anonymous message to Diana's entire family, 37 people. The message said, "Your daughter is marrying a man who savagely beat his ex-wife. I have pictures of the bruises. I have videos of the fights. Stop the wedding before it's too late, or I'll post them on all social media and make you accomplices." 6 in the morning on the day of the wedding, Diana's mother called, crying, her voice breaking. "Who is this woman? What is she saying?" Diana calmed her down, sat her down, showed her the complete file, the 89 pages organized by category, the emails where she planned everything from before the proposal, the voice notes where she laughed at me with her sister, the forensic report on the photo evidence, the recorded extortion attempts, everything. Diana's mother closed the folder after 20 minutes. She had tears in her eyes, but not of sadness. "Destroy her," she said with a firm voice. "Destroy her completely." 2 in the afternoon, exactly. She posted a selfie video from the hotel parking lot, wearing the white dress, perfect makeup. A victor's smile. "The time has come," the video said. "I'm going live in 30 minutes. You're going to see who this man really is. You're going to see the truth. I'm going to take back what's mine." 2,400 people were already connected, waiting for the show. The comments exploded. "Queen. Justice. Expose him." Marco sent me a screenshot of the video. My heart was beating so hard I could feel the pulse in my temples. 2:15 in the afternoon, she crossed the hotel lobby in the white dress, red stiletto heels, a designer bag she also surely bought on credit. She walked as if she owned the place. She told the receptionist in a loud voice, wanting everyone to hear, "I'm the real bride. The one they're waiting for upstairs is an imposter." The receptionist, who was already warned by security, just nodded professionally. "Of course, miss, the ballroom is on the 3rd floor. Have a good afternoon." 2:20 in the afternoon, she found my parents waiting in the lobby by the main stairs. They had arrived an hour early, anxious. My mother approached her. She whispered something that the security cameras captured perfectly on audio. "When the show is over, tell him we always knew you were the good one. We never stopped loving you." She took both of their hands, squeezing them with genuine affection. "After today, he's going to need real family. You did the right thing by coming. Thank you for believing me." The 3 of them smiled like accomplices, like family reunited against the common enemy. The security camera recorded every second. At the ballroom console, Marcos marked the exact timestamp. Evidence number 48. My phone vibrated. A message from Ramirez from the security room. "We have her on 6 cameras simultaneously. Facial confirmed. It's her, recording everything." 2:25 in the afternoon. Security confirmed by radio with a code. "Package in position. Ascending stairs. 2 minutes to contact." I received the last message from her, sent while she was climbing those stairs. 30 seconds to destroy you, you imbecile. Enjoy your last lie. When I'm done with you, not even your name will be clean." I put the phone in my suit pocket. My hands weren't shaking. 3 years waiting for this exact moment. Diana squeezed my hand. She was beautiful in her dress. But this wasn't about beauty. It was about justice. "Are you ready?" she asked in a low voice. I took a deep breath. I felt the weight of my great-grandmother's ring on my finger. I thought of my grandmother dying in that hospital, of the 3 years in that studio, of the 14-hour days, of every email read, of every piece of evidence collected. "Yes," I said. "I'm ready." The ballroom doors opened. The music began. The 200 guests stood up, and she entered through the side door. Phone in hand, streaming live. The trap had just closed around her neck. She just didn't know it yet. 2:30 in the afternoon. Exactly. The officiant smiled and asked, "Does anyone present have anything to say before we continue?" Silence. 1, 2, 3 seconds. The ballroom doors burst open. She entered, walking down the central aisle in that $6,000 white dress. Red stiletto heels clicking against the marble floor. 200 guests turned to see her. Her live stream already had 4,100 viewers connected. She stopped 5 meters from the altar, raised the phone high so the camera would capture everything, and screamed with all her voice. "He's mine!" The echo bounced off the ballroom walls. Diana stood motionless by my side, exactly as we had rehearsed. I smiled. I turned to her slowly. My voice came out clear, calm, amplified by the officiant's microphone. "I knew you'd come. You were always predictable." I raised my right hand. Inspirational. The 3 giant 80-inch screens lit up simultaneously. Marcos at the side console activated everything. Her live stream captured the screens perfectly. First screen, a video of her in her apartment rehearsing in front of the mirror, practicing her crying once, twice, 3 times, adjusting the tremor in her voice. "Looks believable. Okay, I'll record the video now." She screamed from the aisle, her voice breaking. "That's edited. He manipulated everything. It's a lie." No one said anything. All eyes were fixed on the screens. Second screen, voice message, unmistakable smile. "Obviously, I'm taking everything. $500,000 for me, for years of acting for him. You think I was going to stay with that idiot? Please." She turned desperately to my parents who were in the front row. Her voice was pure panic now. "You know, he abused me. That's why I took the money. It was to protect myself. Tell them." My parents said nothing. They just stared at the screens with their mouths open. Third screen. Another voice note. This one from 6 months ago. Her voice cheerful, casual, like someone commenting on the weather. "The old lady died just in time. If she had lasted any longer, I would have been left with nothing from the fund. I almost wish she'd died sooner. You know, how convenient, right?" Laughter, hers and her sister's on the other end. The silence in the ballroom was absolute. Someone in the back whispered, "My God." She stood paralyzed, speechless, the color draining from her face like water down a drain. Final screen. The email, the one that changed everything. Giant text projected for everyone to read. "The plan is going well. I'm getting married in 6 months. Joint account is ready. When I have the grandmother's fund, I'm disappearing." Date of the email, 2 weeks before I proposed to her. She read the date. Her face changed. She looked me directly in the eyes. I nodded slowly, very slowly. I saw the exact moment she understood. The exact moment she knew she'd been screwed from the beginning, that the 3 years she spent spending my money, I had spent building her tomb. Detective Ramirez and Officer Torres moved from the sides of the ballroom. Torres in full uniform, badge shining. I walked towards her. My footsteps echoed in the silence. I leaned into her ear, close enough for only her to hear, close enough for her phone to record the whisper. "The ceremony is real. Your arrest is too." Torres spoke in an official voice. "Clara, you are under arrest by order of the 3rd County Court for the crimes of aggravated fraud, premeditated theft, and extortion." The handcuffs closed around her wrists. Click, click. 28 seconds since she walked through those doors. Her knees gave out completely. She collapsed into a nearby chair. The $6,000 dress ripped from the knee to the thigh with a harsh sound. The red heels went flying. The black mascara started to run down her cheeks as she sobbed. Her live stream was still active. 12,000 viewers. Now the comments were exploding. Ramirez and Torres lifted her up. She screamed as they dragged her towards the exit. "It's all a lie. He forced me to write that. He threatened me. Help me." The door closed behind her. The sound of her screams faded. I turned to my parents. My mother's eyes were fixed on the giant screen where the email was still visible. The date, 2 weeks before the proposal. Her legs failed. My father caught her before she fell. "My God," my mother whispered. "We believe her all this time. All this time." I gave a signal to Marcos at the console. "Camera 4, timestamp 20 minutes ago." Marcos typed quickly. The giant screen changed. "Security video from the lobby. Timestamp 20 minutes ago." There were my parents with her, the audio crystal clear, my mother whispering, "After today, he's going to need real family." She responding, "Thank you for believing me. You did the right thing by coming." The 3 of them smiling. Accomplices. My mother covered her mouth with both hands. My father tried to get up to leave, pushing his chair back. Sit down, I said in a calm, cold voice. I'm not finished with you yet. 200 people watched them in silence, some with pity, others with disgust. My father slumped back into his chair. My mother cried silently. The silence stretched, tense, heavy. Then someone clapped. One person, then another, then 10, then everyone. A standing ovation. I took the microphone. Excuse the interruption. It was absolutely necessary. Pause. Now, where were we? Diana took my hand. The officiant, still in shock, cleared his throat. The vows, he said with a trembling voice. Diana and I exchanged vows. The ceremony was completed without interruptions. When the officiant said, "You may kiss the bride," I kissed her. A deafening ovation. Outside the hotel, the patrol car was waiting. The photographers captured everything. Her coming out with the ripped dress, mascara smeared all over her face, handcuffs shining in the afternoon sun. In the lobby, as the guests left for the cocktail hour, the assistant prosecutor approached me, handed me a formal subpoena, preliminary hearing in 30 days. You'll need to testify. I signed the acknowledgement of receipt without reading it. I didn't look towards the patrol car, where she was still screaming my name. Diana squeezed my hand. How do you feel? I thought of my grandmother dying in that hospital, of the 3 years in that studio, of the 14-hour days, of every email read at 3 in the morning, of my father's watch that I never got back. Good. I said finally, I feel good. And it was true, for the first time in 3 years. The wait was gone. The ceremony was real. The justice was too. 18 months have passed since the wedding. I'm in the backyard of my new house, 300 kilometers away from my hometown. Diana is reading next to me. My phone vibrates. Notification. Parole hearing denied. I smiled. Total sentence. 5 years for aggravated robbery. 2 additional years for extortion and document forgery. Restitution order. $500,000. Plus interest. She's going to leave prison owing more than she stole. They auctioned everything she had. Apartment, jewelry, designer clothes. Total recovered, $17,000. The rest she'll pay from prison with her 25 cents per hour salary. The arrest video reached 4,700,000 views. Justice for Carlos was trending for 3 days. 2 true crime documentaries asked me for interviews. I rejected both. I already had everything I needed. The private loan shark sued her from prison. Garnishment of any future income for 15 years. When she gets out, she'll be working to pay him first. The lobby video also went viral. 1,200,000 views. Title: The Parents Who Betrayed Their Son for the Wrong Woman. The comments destroyed them. Their neighbors avoid them on the street. The church they'd attended for 30 years asked them to take some time off. My father lost 3 clients from his business. My mother stopped leaving the house. They showed up outside my new house 6 months ago, a 300-kilometer drive. My mother was crying at the door. Please forgive us. We didn't know what we were doing. You're our son. I opened the door, looked at them in silence for 10 seconds. I don't know who you are, I said in a flat voice. I closed the door. I heard my mother collapse, crying outside. I didn't open it again. They left 2 hours later. I haven't heard from them since. I sent $1,000 to Carolina. The note said, "Thanks for helping me make her pay. We did it." She replied with a picture of her new dog. She named him Karma. My great-grandmother's ring is on Diana's finger. 4 generations. Finally, in the right hands, the consulting firm I founded under a pseudonym bills $400,000 a year. 2 employees now, office with an ocean view. I never recovered my father's watch, but I bought a new one. I wear it every day. She got out of prison 3 months ago, first day out. She opened her phone and searched my name on social media. She found a single post of mine from 6 months ago, a photo of my new house with Diana in the yard. After 4 years of unhappiness, I finally found peace. Thank you for setting me free. 847 likes. She recognized her own words, the same ones from the note she left me in the dressing room 5 years ago. 2 weeks ago, I received a message from an unknown number. I know I don't deserve anything, but I'm on the street. I have no one. I can't find a job, please. I read it, looked at Diana. She nodded. I typed wrong number, blocked the number, deleted the chat. I went back to dinner. She looks for a job every week. Every interviewer Googles her name before hiring her. The arrest video appears first. No one hires her. The loan shark garnished her first unemployment check. Now I'm here. Diana and I, 2 dogs, my own house in my name. Dinner on the patio as the sun sets over the sea. I've been in therapy ever since. There are days I still feel rage. When I think about my parents, there are nights I wake up thinking about the 3 years I lost in that studio, but they're getting fewer. Revenge is a dish best served cold, but it tastes much better with 200 witnesses, 4 million views, and a 7-year sentence. Should I have accepted their apology when they came to my door? My parents deserve a second chance. Sometimes I wonder. Then I look at Diana, I look at my house, I look at the life I built from scratch.